please tell us something about the new products for the year 2012?
Absolutely, I can tell you about a few of the new amps we've got here. Firstly, we'll start with the handmade products. If you can see here, in fact, let's go this one first. So this one is a brand new hand-wired bass amplifier, and this is made in England by hand. As I say, it's a brand new design based upon a custom 50 amplifier. It's got a single 15-inch Fane speaker in there, and it's got unique voicing on the EQ. It's got center weighted pots with plus minus 15 dB. But then also on the mid-range, it has a three-way selector to choose the frequency. So it's 100 Hertz, 200 Hertz, or 800 Hertz. And with these controls, you can get many different sounds.
So it's very versatile.
Yes? Very versatile, but it sounds absolutely. It sounds like the dogs. It's it's very, very good. This is an amplifier that's based on a DR103, which is the classic 100-watt head. What we've done, we've made this. In fact, this very one is for Noel Gallagher, who used to be in Oasis, as you can see there. Now in the High Flying Birds, and he has ordered 6 of these, which is a special design just for him, and it's a 2x12 Fane loaded combo based around a 100-watt head. The head is slightly modified to give more gain. This is to his specification. So this is a brand new amp that, as I say, we have built just for Noel Gallagher.
And how would you briefly describe, the characteristic of the sound?
Loud. Firstly loud.
Okay.
Very powerful, punchy, strong mids, and a great kind of overdrive. Very punchy sound. But like all these things, you have to really turn it up so that your ears are nearly bleeding to get the tone.
Great.
But that's rock and roll.
Of course. Okay, so let's move to the heads. As you said, this one was made for Dave Grohl, especially, yeah?
You see here this number, 606. This is Dave's special number. It's also the name of his recording studio. So he asked us to put 606 on. This is based on the SAP head from the late 60s, which was used by Jimmy Page. He's the most famous guy to use that head. He used it 68 to 72. And he still has it now. If you see the video, It May Get Loud, you will see it on there. You've seen it, cool. Well, this is again a straight 100-watt head, but it's got a choke in the supply, which is a transformer. This controls the power, and what it does, it gives you kind of that sag sound, when you get the sag on the attack of the notes. Yeah. So it gives a very, very cool lead sound. Great sound. If you think of Black Dog, that is basically this amp.
So it's very characteristic for Dave Grohl's playing, yes, and Foo Fighters sound.
Yes, exactly. So, but then also, if you look underneath this amplifier, this is a brand new amplifier, and this is the first time this has been seen at this Frankfurt show. This was built because Dave Grohl got these amps, and his other guitar player, Pat Smear, who was also in Nirvana with Dave, he rang us up and said, I really want some Hiwatts. But he said, I want channel switching. And we said, well, we haven't got one at the minute, but we'll make one because, there's such a big band, and we thought, great idea. So our techs spent 8 months developing this amp. It's completely hand-wired, just like the original Hiwatts. It's handmade in England, but it's got channel switching. So it's got extra valves in there for the gain stage. It's got a foot switchable channel switch, so it's a 2-channel amp, but there is no PCB, just wire, solder, and valves.
So compared to this one, how is it different?
Well, this one, it doesn't have the choke in the main supply, so it's not got that front end sag because it's got a whole new overdrive channel. This is basically a classic 100-watt head with an extra channel for the overdrive. So it's got a classic Hiwatt sound, but then if you hit the foot switch, you get this very British overdrive. So
are Foo Fighters now using those heads exclusively?
I don't know if they're using them exclusively. I wouldn't like to say exclusively, but I supplied Dave Grohl with 6 of these heads and 412 cabs. This amplifier here, we just sent the prototype to Pat Smear. So he hasn't even received it yet. He will receive it maybe this week, maybe next week. We literally finished this about a week ago. So we drew all the diagrams, made all the plans, worked out how to assemble it, and then sent the prototype to Pat Smear. So as soon as we hear from him, we'll let you know.
And what about the cabinets? Are they using Hiwatt cabinets also?
Yes, Hiwatt cabinets as well. These cabinets are 18mm birch ply. It's very, very good quality Baltic birch ply. It gives a very dense cabinet, and the backs of these cabinets are about this thick. And what that gives, you've got 475 watt handmade Fane speakers, and if you plug into this, basically, if you play this guitar amp through this cabinet at a gig and you don't get sex with a girl, you've done something very wrong.
It's the perfect amp for every rock and roll band.
It's a rock and roll amp, yeah. But it's
Great.
it's the best sound, guys. Just check them out for yourselves, you know, they're fantastic.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Thanks.